Hello everyone, this is a super detailed beginner friendly makeup routine that is heavily inspired by the legend Miss Uche herself. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, stay tuned. So I'm going to start with the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel. I have like really skinny eyebrows. I feel like they're pretty much, especially on my right eye, I feel like they're pretty much non-existent. So I like to go in with the brow gel just to help them stick in place. And I apply this first before I apply all my other products, just to make sure they are basically frozen in place and they don't move around or don't get stained by me applying other products to them and over them. So I just kind of go and brush in that direction. Then this is a step that I've been trying to do more often to get that like flawless base. This is the Denise Myricks Blurring Balm. I think one of the biggest makeup inspirations for me, and I feel like for almost everybody right now out there, is like Uche. So I actually started using this product based off of her recommendation. And the times that I've used it, I have liked the way, I liked the results basically. So I'm just putting it, I'm brushing it in this area. So then yeah, I might go darker next time I buy that blurring balm. Then this is the Rare Beauty foundation. I almost called it Fenty. I think that's what I used before. But this is the Rare Beauty foundation. I'm going to place it on my cheeks. Kind of going into this year, I think the main thing that I told myself is that I don't want to do the same things that I was doing last year. I want to really branch out, try something different. So I'm super interested in not just like networking just to network, but also to really build community, see what's out there, reach out to more people, be inspired, just be open to accepting what life is throwing my way. I feel like I have improved a little bit from where I started off with makeup and things like that. So my number one tip would be definitely getting a professional to shade match if possible. Because I feel like it's a little bit more affordable too than just going to buy a couple foundations and wanting to kind of shade match at home. But I went to Sephora and they were able to shade match me. So that is what we're looking like right now. Next thing I do is I go in with my concealer. So this is the placement that I have been using. I'm going to be a little bit heavy-handed today because that is the look I'm going for. The placement, I put it underneath my eyes, kind of towards the exterior of my eyes and my chin. So what I'm going to do is I will go ahead and apply my blush and just wait for this to sit before I go ahead and blend it out. Let's talk about trying new things. So this is something new that I'm trying, is making videos on YouTube, you know, and I feel like something that I can definitely speak to about that is just how like nerve-wracking it is to try something new, whether that's like you're starting a new job or you're starting a new school or you're moving to a new place. Just anything new can always be nerve-wracking. One thing that I'm trying to learn is to just embrace that nervous feeling, embrace those like fearful feelings, because they're just part of being human, you know. And beyond that, it's like you won't feel that forever. So as weird as it is, you kind of have to enjoy it while it's happening, even though it's like terrible and you want to throw up and run away or hide. I feel like it's kind of necessary. It's a necessary feeling. I feel like I'm always also very heavy-handed with the blush, but that's because like when I'm doing it, I never like see it. It's like, okay, it's actually not that much, but then when it's done, it's like, oh, okay, maybe I should have relaxed a little bit on the blush. But I run it up to my forehead. I'm being like very intentional, very slow about these placements too, because I feel like I'm not actually like verbally explaining them, because sometimes it's hard to explain, so you just have to honestly just watch. So I go ahead and put the blush. No singing from me. I go ahead and put the blush, and then before I blend, I'm leaving it again. I'm leaving it to marinate. Leaving it to marinate. I will switch to my bronzer. I recently learned like you want to use your cream products first. So notice I grabbed my foundation, I grabbed the concealer, I grabbed the blush, and now I am using a cream bronzer. And you want to do your creams before you switch to your powders. So these faces are gonna be so funny, but I feel like they're so necessary, because I just feel like, especially when you're bronzing, helps me. You want to know where to add shadows back into your face. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that face so I can kind of see the connection. And I'm just gonna swoop. Guys, I really love this bronzer. Like, it took me a good long while before I could find a bronzer that actually showed up on my skin. So this bronzer is like a staple now. It's a holy grail, however you want to call it. If I get, like, when I die, bury me with this. And it is the Giorgio Natisa bronzer. I don't know if it's Tisia or Tisha. So there's the darkest shade. This is the one before that. I think it's called Beach Babe, if I'm not mistaken. I will double check. But like, look at that. Hello. Like, now that's a bronzer. Now that's a bronzer. Like, now this is a bronzer. Yep, this is a bronzer. Like, look at that. It's so pretty. And it like adds just the right amount of shadows, I feel like, to my face. So I'm gonna move this up just a little bit more so I can go ahead and put her there. Put her right there. Like, this bronzer is chef's kiss. Delish. I feel like it's a little bit red, honestly, but once I blend it out, yeah, we're gonna see the magic happen, you know. See the magic happen. Okay. And I just kind of drag it to the front just a little bit more. So I'm just going in and putting it where I want it to be. I hope you guys like kind of practice along with me too, because honestly, we're just trying to have fun over here. Trying to have fun and learn a skill. I feel like honestly makeup is a valuable skill. First time I really wanted to learn how to do makeup was when I was attending my prom. My sister usually does my makeup, my older sister, but that night she was working and I didn't have anybody to do my makeup. So I was panicking, and so I got on YouTube and I didn't really understand the products that she had. Like, I didn't know what was going on basically. After that day, I vowed to myself that I would learn how to do makeup so I would not be in that situation again. Makeup is so versatile. It is so versatile. Okay, now that I've left it to marinate on my face, I'm going to go ahead and blend it in, and make sure too that I am blending all of these and not just kind of placing them. I want to make sure I blend this out and then kind of see how it plays into the rest of the product. Don't be scared if it's blending into the other parts, because we haven't even applied the powder yet, so we're still gonna do that. And also, you do want your makeup to kind of like not necessarily mesh, but you do want them to kind of overlap, because you don't want them to be sectioned out. You don't want to be able to see the difference between all the different products. You just want them to blend into your skin. So I'm just starting by dabbing, and as I'm dabbing it, I'm basically carrying the product to where I want it to be. I used to honestly be scared of a bright concealer because I was like, oh my gosh, like, it's making me look insane. But I feel like that was when I didn't really know how to blend, or I should say I was worse at blending. Just remind myself to trust the process. So I put it on towards like the side, I run it up to here, And right there as well. And then as I'm taking it to the edges, I'm making sure to like, as I'm dabbing, it's basically helping it to sit better on my skin. And then with the excess that I get from this part, I am applying that to the middle of my forehead. Okay, so I have applied my concealer, my foundation, so I've applied my creams. Then I will start to blend to make sure that all the layers are kind of seamlessly melted into each other before I go ahead and apply my first round of setting spray and then move into my powder product. Okay, so I'm going to start right here, making sure that I'm not like erasing that off, but just more so using the tip of my beauty blender to work that area. And work it into my upper eyebrow. And then I'm going to, like I said, blend between the layers so they're not looking like nutso. I feel like when you blend them, then they look just a little bit more seamless. I'm just leaving them. So we want to blend between the layers, especially right here. I feel like my chin is usually where I mess up the most. So I'm trying to pay special attention to it. One thing that I would like to kind of talk about is like, I guess where the direction of where I want my channel to go is. So I feel like with this channel, I want it to be just a place where, like I mentioned, I can create and also express myself, build community, potentially like use it to kind of showcase, but not only makeup, just showcase the things I'm passionate about. Like one thing I definitely want to showcase with my channel is trying new things. I feel like that's the stage of life that I'm really getting into. So I want to record it. I want to get that on footage. I want to capture those moments because I feel that they are very important. They're very important because when you're kind of past, when the moment has passed, you want to be able to look back on it. It's like you're creating a memento for yourself, and I feel like you'll be glad you did, because there are moments that have passed where I just thought like, wow, I wish I would have gotten that so that I could relive that moment again, you know. So I feel like that's genuinely something that I want to do. I feel like the layers are a little bit better now. So what you want to do, what you want to keep your eye out for is blending till you can, like, you can no longer see where your concealer starts and where it starts and ends versus your blush. You just want everything to melt together. So I didn't really realize that was the point of the beauty blender. I mean, it's in the name. You think it's obvious, but sometimes things take time to click. Especially for me. So it is at this point that I will go ahead and spray on my first layer of setting spray. And I use the Charlotte Tilbury. I want to not just spray it directly to my face, but spray it on something and then use that to dab my face. I don't know if I've seen this somewhere. Probably not. Maybe I'm just making this up. I feel like sometimes I think I see something, but it's really just my brain. So I'm going to go ahead and spray. Instead of spraying directly, I will spray to my beauty blender, or maybe a brush would be better. I don't know. We'll see. Spray that to my beauty blender and just use that to put it on my face. And then go in and spray it on my face. Kind of leaving it to air dry now for a little bit. Alright, so now onto the next phase of things. It is time for the powder. Because I don't have like a foundation powder, I usually just go in with my compact concealing powder, to, you know, accentuate the under eye brightness. This is Charlotte Tilbury, and I love Charlotte Tilbury products. Like, the makeup is so cute and the quality, chef's kiss. So I just do it in the same motion that I did with the cream products. I like press it underneath, and to really get that like brightened look, that's usually like the way to do it. It helps ladies, especially like me, who have like a lot of, you know, shine in my T-zone and under the eyes. It just helps to mattify that stuff. Just kind of put it on my nose and put it on my forehead. This is the powder for that step. So I'm applying it here. And remember to trust the process. The first time I did my makeup kind of in this style, I was so scared because I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? But now that I've kind of done it over and over again, it's easier to trust the process a little bit, because I'm like, okay, don't be too scared, because we're going to use a powder brush. Once we apply all the product, we're going to use a powder brush to make sure that everything does blend. After the compact, I'm going to apply like the loose powder. For the longest time when I was a kid, I felt like I had all these ideas. Like, I felt like there was so many stuff, like just watching other people around me, like I feel like there's so many stuff that I felt too that I could be contributing toward, but just maybe in a way felt overlooked because my exterior was very like reserved, and so I felt like I got like overlooked for a bunch of stuff that I would have been so happy to do, to participate in. I feel as though I owe it to my younger self that wanted to be given a chance to speak up, that wanted to be given a chance to actually share something. I feel like I owe it to my younger self to try. So I'm like kind of doing both sides, so that way I'm not like missing something. What I'm going to do is going with my blush. Now, the powder blush that I use, it's a duo, so it's the same one. It's in the same container as the cream blush, which is the Patrick Ta. So it helps to kind of bring that warmth back. So just apply it up to my like right. Yeah. And then my next step will be to grab my favorite bronzer. This is also a duo. Honestly, I don't know what it is, but I've been loving these. Like, I love that companies are doing these duo things. So my blush is a duo, my bronzer is a duo, because it has both the cream and the powder in the same like container, in the same product, and honestly, it's ingenious. So just right there. I'm really happy with this bronzer, with this product. So this has been a godsend. And I honestly only discovered it like over Christmas, so not too long ago. This is where I really am heavy-handed. It's like underneath my chin. And I use that for the bridge of my nose. And then take it up here. With my nose, I'm a little bit less generous. Going in between the layers and making sure that they blend. And we are almost done. I feel like once you're in the powder stage, then you're like sitting at a pretty good spot. So I kind of blend, and I make sure to really like tackle that blush. That much of a harsh line at this corner. Pretty much after this, I am going to go ahead and spray, and I'll leave that to sit for a little bit too, because I'm trying to test out if like the length of time you leave the spray on will, you know, help it to last longer, which I mean, I feel like that's common sense, but I'm trying to basically find like the sweet spot, like how long I have to leave it on essentially. I almost feel like I forgot my forehead a little bit, but honestly, because my forehead like shines a lot, she likes to make an appearance. I feel like I tried to limit the amount of product I put on there because it will get very shiny. So yeah, eyebrows. This part takes practice because the very first time I tried this, I wasn't very good at it. So I just try to be a little bit more light-handed with it now. I will spray, and then I'm gonna do the lip last. This is the NYX line. I've got like almost all colors because I just love them. I like they're the perfect nude. And I do that first. This is the final look. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. Let me know what are your favorite tips. Let me know what are some of your favorite products, and let me know like if you've mastered the setting spray hack, because don't gatekeep. We all want to learn. Mwah. Bye. Thank you.